Hey, folks. Bulls match game. Let me see you. 3, 6:45. Coming on up. Dun, dun, dun. Yep.
To everyone who finds joy in a great meal, we can't wait to see you again at Culver's.
What makes us happy is making you happy.
We want every meal
Every meal to be filled with big bite moments.
Like the spoon moments.
And even get your hands on my cheese curds moments.
They're just too good to share. From the juiciest bites to the sweetest scoops.
We're all about bringing people together
over delicious food. From Wisconsin with love.
With all of life's curveballs, your travel budget is still steady.
Mother Nature making her presence felt in the Northeast over the last couple of days. Of course, a doubleheader yesterday. We have a delay here tonight at Citi Field. First pitch expected at 6:45 tonight. So
Yeah.
the fans in their seats.
Fans are getting into those seats.
Stephen Watson and Tim Dillard here with you inside the studio as we're going to take you right off the first pitch here on FanDuel Sports Network. We talked about the starting pitching matchup in the previous segment. A lot of good news right now on the injury front when we talk about this starting rotation. Let's start with Nestor Cortez, who made his first rehab start last night with the Nashville Sounds. Just give you a little taste of what this guy can bring to you. It goes 3 innings, and it goes 37 pitches and allowed 1 hit. And it was just a bunt single last night, his first rehab start.
You go back to his start at home. First one with the Brewers at home, and it was 6 innings, lights out. He is crafty. He knows how to read swings. He knows how his stuff matches up. And I think he knew his stuff wasn't ready. Now we're seeing how ready it is. This kind of tempo that he had, the way the ball was coming out, the way he's able to change his arm angle, change his pitches, speed up, slow down. That's him. It's not gimmicky. It's not always smoke and mirrors. It's methodical.
Yeah.
He's a smart pitcher. And we see him, we go early to stadiums. I get there early. Sometimes when, we get there early, you get to see him doing a throwing program. He gets to talk to some of the pitchers, the starters, mainly the younger guys. I've seen this over the last couple of months. Talking shop with a guy like this who has been around the game for a while. He's been in the ear of a lot of big pitchers. And then how do you apply that kind of stuff to your game? How do you get outs? It's all about the outs. And so when you have a guy that's not throwing really, really hard, even though his velocity is back to where it was, low 90s, you have to know how to pitch. And he's teaching pitching to a lot of these young starters. And it's very valuable. But now to get him back in real time on the mound, that can provide some length for some of these guys that maybe have to go to the bullpen.
And it's also, that's a good taste of kind of what this next young crop of starters in the rotation might look like. We might be on a little bit of an innings count. We've heard from Jacob Mizorowski. They're not going to throw him every single day or every fifth start just to make sure his innings count is up. So allows Cortez to be in there, and also you get a little taste of what the future looks like.
I mean, that's somebody that they really wanted. They've been trying to solve this left-handed starter thing for a while. Whatever reason, I think Matt Arnold was like, we need lefty starters. And there's been injury after injury after injury. And so finally they're getting a guy, they have Quintana, and now they're possibly going to get Cortez back. So you have to have these type of weapons because we've been talking about David Peterson, and he's left-handed, he's for the Mets, and for whatever reason, it always becomes a different type of game planning when you have a lefty on the bump. Every team goes through it, every lineup goes through it, and now hopefully the Brewers have yet another one of those weapons on the way.
There you see David Peterson getting out.
Yeah.
To make
hey, if you're brand new, come on in.
New York Mets. And we'll see if the Brewers Brewers bats can get to him. He's allowed 10.
If you're watching that Pete McDivitt, you'll come on in.
Maybe the feel-good story for the Brewers pitching rotation is Brandon Woodruff, and Woodruff is expected to make his return to the Brewers rotation on Sunday in Miami against the Marlins. And how fitting is it that it's the mound that he last made his big league start on back in September of 2023?
I mean, kind of scary, right? But no, he's a competitor. This guy was built for baseball. He belongs on the mound. Everything's going to feel right when he gets out there. The adrenaline's going to be pumping. It's going to be earth, wind, and
Now,
baseball.
hang on
I'm
here,
wearing my
folks.
big blue shirt.
Let me
Brandon Woodruff is
pull.
part of this team, whether he's been on the mound or not. Again, he is such a vital piece. He's been there. He's done that. And I mean, he was part of a group of guys that came up and swung the bat. Remember when pitchers used to hit? He's experienced so much, and he's gone through so much. So for him to get back out there on the mound is going to feel really good. Brewers fans should be very happy about that because he's going to be in his element and he's going to be feeling good. I like the fact that it happens in Miami. It's a controlled environment. You know what the weather's going to be. It's going to be hot. He's going to be loose. To me, that's kind of the perfect. It's going to be a good story.
Well, Brandon Woodruff is with the team right now in New York. He met with the media earlier this week to discuss his return to the big league mound coming up this weekend.
You know, honestly, the biggest advice I got was from Dr. Meister before we left spring training. He said, this year for you is not about results, it's about getting healthy. And I think that was the biggest thing that stuck with me. And listen, I know the nature of this game, I know the nature of the business, and we want to do well.
Yeah.
But up until this point, I didn't know how these rehabs were going to go, and they went extremely well, to be, honest. So I was happy about that, and I think it's just the knowledge of, knowing how to pitch and just going down and just trying to get my work in and focus on that side of it. And I think it was a good balance. I don't know when it's going to click. I always say this every year. It's like when it does, and I don't know when that's going to happen. But as far as physically, I feel good. I feel like the consistency of the stuff is where I want to. And actually, the other 2 days ago, my stuff actually felt pretty good. And I don't get too hung up on the metrics and stuff, but I do like to pay attention just to make sure stuff's not getting like out of whack, and everything seems to be pretty consistent. So I was happy about that. And then just shoot, mix it up, and just be a pitcher, and that's what it comes down to.
No.
Brandon Woodruff, the long-awaited return for the Milwaukee Brewers. It's kind of a balancing act for him. He's going to come out with a ton of adrenaline, right? His first big league starts in September of 2023. But he also has to balance that with that process that you heard him talk about in the first part of that response, of just understanding that the results might not be there right on the mound on Sunday.
Well, it's not the years, it's the mileage. This guy knows what to expect. He's gone through maybe something similar, maybe not as long on the IL, but he knows all of those emotions that are going to be there. And he is going to know how to counteract that and know when to step it up a notch and when to peel off. And I'm actually excited to see how his stuff's going to play, too. Now that he's talking about he's throwing a little cutter now, it's really cool. It's really cool, a pitcher, to kind of go through this metamorphosis and come out on the other end. You don't know what it's exactly going to look like, but it's going to be him out there competing. We know that he's one of the fiercest competitors I've ever had the pleasure of being teammates with.
And one of my favorite things about Brandon Woodruff is that he's also been an incredible teammate throughout this. I mean, he could have been very selfish in how he's gotten his body back into shape and ready for this opportunity that he's going to have on Sunday. But he has been in Milwaukee rehabbing this entire time. He has been around these young group of guys, and a lot of them are learning a lot from Woody, who's watched all of their stuff.
Well, this is how stuff gets passed on. It really is. If you're a young guy getting in the clubhouse, whether you're in AA or AAA or the big leagues, as soon as you walk in there, there's people that are older than you. And there's people that have seen more, and they've thrown more innings. And you start looking at the numbers on this guy and all the different types of batters that they've faced in different environments. There's so much knowledge. There's so much to pass on through stories and just talking shop. That's what I love. We get to the field early. You see him. He is talking shop with everybody. And that's how you get better at baseball. Yes, you can do all the lifting and, I throw this and it's got vertical right. You don't know what any of that stuff means because you don't know baseball. You got to learn it. And you learn it from that graduating class that kind of comes in and says, you know what, hey, I've been there, I've done that. This is what worked for me. Maybe it doesn't work for you. But every single player you see in the big leagues is a culmination of taking pieces from a lot of different players that they came up and were teammates with.
Who was that guy in the Brewers organization for you when you were a young pitcher?
No, I did it all myself. It was all me. I remember just watching someone like Jeff Suppan prepare, the competitive nature of Sabathia. John Axford to be smart and methodical and to know.
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
The mound, I thought was really cool. There's a lot of different dynamics, and not everybody's the same. But again, there are stuff, little nuggets that you can get.
All right, here starting 9 for Milwaukee. Like Contreras, Churio, 1, 2, 3. Haskins, Collins, Durbin at third, and then Haas, DH, and Ortiz at short, and Stereo at second.
There you go. That one did it?
Mountain's calling.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale is here with our hottest deals of the summer. Save 10% store-wide and get amazing doorbusters like any size ceiling, only $199. This dining table, $509. A queen bed, just $589. This outdoor sectional, now only $999. Perfect for those long summer nights. Plus, take an extra $100 off every $999 you spend. Steinhoffel's is Wisconsin's furniture and mattress leader. Shop in store or at steinhoffels.com.
I'll be right back. Hey, Christian Sanchez. Stand it. Now you won't get timed out.
Percentage has dropped down to 40%. 73 degrees. First pitch at 6:45 here tonight at Citi Field. There will be baseball on FanDuel Sports Network, and we will settle this series between the New York Mets and the Milwaukee Brewers.
Once and for all.
Yesterday at Citi Field. Steve Watson, Tim Dillard here with you, taking you up to first pitch. And you know, in New York they have Mr. and Mrs. Met. In Milwaukee we have Bernie the Brewer. You know, they added the 5 borough race mascots for New York Mets this year.
You told me that right before we came on camera. It's cool. No?
Not nearly as good as the racing car. But mascot culture is a real thing in the game of baseball, and Keith Olbermann has a deep dive into the mascot history in this sport.
What is a mascot? Looper here is certainly a mascot. Bernie the Brewer is certainly a mascot. But are these guys also mascots? Is there a mascot roster limit?
The Clements famous racing sausages. I've got off to a good start this year. Remember how bad he was last year?
Is he a mascot? He, Milt Mason, who inspired Bernie the Brewer? He lived atop the scoreboard at Milwaukee County Stadium, vowed to not come down until the Brewers finally drew 40,000 fans. They did, so he did, gaining fame and rope burns. But Milt, bless him, was still just a guy in a hat, not a mascot. Bernie the Brewer, Bernie has a costume. He's not just a guy in a hat, he's a mascot. When this guy was in a hat at Milwaukee Braves games, he wasn't a mascot. Then he became Homer the Brave, then Blooper, costumed, both. Then they had a mascot. This was the missing link of mascots. Mr. Met debuted May 31st, 1964, half man, half baseball. An expression frozen somewhere between mild amusement and mild electrocution.
Ha!
A drawing, actually the Mets' alternate logo, come to life. If you call this life. Historians insist Mr. Met is the first baseball mascot. He is not. If the Cubs now have Clark, who is a guy in a bear suit, and Clark is a mascot, isn't the guy in the bear suit at the Cubs game on July 10th, 1908 also a mascot? Isn't he the real first mascot? He was a regular in a play at a Chicago theater known as the Friendly Bear. He sat on the Cubs bench all game, then stormed onto the field after the Cubs' 11th inning walk-off win over the Phillies. He frolicked. He joked with the players. Okay, he did not wave a flag with a big W on it, but, like Clark, he was also not wearing pants. He was a mascot, a 1908 mascot. Originally, mascots were real animals. Mr. Met himself was preceded by Homer the Met Beagle, by the same guy who trained Lassie, trained to circle the bases, except, legend has it, he once ran to second and just kept going into the outfield before
Hey, Daniel.
going in the outfield. There were dog mascots at least as far back as these 1888 St. Louis Browns Greyhounds, Fly and Prince, or Prince and Fly. They lived in Sportsman's Park in St. Louis. Heck, the 1899 Phillies had 3 Hall of Famers and also 3 dog mascots. Was Hank the Brewer Bat Dog a mascot? If not, how is the Angels Rally Monkey a mascot?
Hey, Kenneth.
Fredbird. Fredbird is a bird mascot? An actual...
I am going to be doing the All-Star game. I know CeeLo ain't going to be, but I'll do the All-Star game here on this. Either I haven't decided what channel I'm going to be doing it on yet, but don't worry, I will be calling.
He's a bird. The Fanatic and the old Expo bird, Yuppie, had fights with the late Tom Lasorda. Lasorda got Yuppie ejected from a Montreal game in Montreal. Yuppie was a bird. And then there's this guy. That's not the Fanatic. That's Slyly. Slyly.
Who the hell is Slyly?
The Hiroshima Toyo Kart of the Japanese Central League. I don't know. Makes me think the Fanatic's dad was in the army, stationed in Ukraine. Which reminds me, where did Mrs. Met come from?
That's my question.
Is there a mascot dating app? And when did he get ripped? Oh no, I'm not going through the PED era again. No, sir. And what happens to ex-mascots? Ribby and Rhubarb, the long-ago lost 1980s mascots of the White Sox? Waldo the White Sox Wolf, too? The Crazy Crab from the Giants in 1984? Twinkie the Loon? No, I swear, the Minnesota mascot, 1980 and 1981. Twinkie the Loon.
Twinkie the Loon. Oh, boy.
He debuted on July 22nd, 1979 to instant regret. Instead of a big ceremony planned on...
That's an instant... What the hell is that? Well, what the hell is that? Well,
And without ever explaining how he had gotten possession of reliever Sparky Lyle's mustache. It's not easy even when they like you. Ask Billy the Marlin. Yeah, A.J. Burnett was aiming for the truck window. Uh-huh. Ask the Mariner Moose. Sure. Who amongst us hasn't gone water skiing on roller skates behind an ATV on the really slick turf at the old Kingdome, but have any of us considered it might be risky? At least now we know where that phrase breaking ankles comes from. Ask the Pirate Parrot. Ask the guy who played him in 1995 and was arrested for public nudity. Or the guy who played his sidekick Buccaneer in 1980.
I don't want to be that person.
As a kind of baseball drug mule who was named Kevin Koch. How in the heck do you not see that coming? Or ask Orbit. Orbit, who seemed to combine all the scandals of all the mascots into one awful day in Houston when he lost his mind and he lost his pants.
Oh, God.
Or ask the experts and the pundits about this, the Nationals' daily president's race. I wish I had something to say about this that was either relevant or true, but as I am sure we will all agree, I don't know anything about politics.
And we welcome you back inside the studio. That was the first time you saw
That was
it.
the first time I'd seen that.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot rolling around in there. That was a lot to take in.
A lot.
I heard you have a good mascot story.
No, I mean, I've tried on multiple mascot uniforms, but I actually tried on an old mascot uniform in AAA. Next day, I got called the big leagues.
Don't tell me you're doing making cake.
Then got sent promptly back down and went looking for that, magical mascot uniform, and couldn't find it. They got rid of it.
You just wanted to sleep in it for good luck moving
Yeah.
forward.
Anything to get to the big leagues. But yeah, that was crazy. A lot of mascots, and some I'd never heard of. But did see the San Diego Chicken. Always loved the San Diego Chicken.
Of course, Bernie Brewer is the best mascot out there. Who would be your next selection in line of best mascots in baseball?
And I have no idea. Orbit's really good. I was actually in Houston last year. We walked by, I guess Orbit was having a birthday or something like that. So there was a lot of mascots from around baseball and football and basketball. They were all together. It was actually really overwhelming and weird to have that many people in costume in such a small enclosure.
Big fan of the Philly Fanatic myself.
Yeah.
So we're going to transition from mascot talk to lineups here for Game 3. We are going to see first pitch here between the Brewers and the Mets coming up at 6:45. And let's start with the New York Mets, their lineup here tonight. How unique Francisco Lindor had been their leadoff hitter dating back all the way since May of last year.
And then for the Mets,
The Brewers is going to be South Freely leading off.
Mott,
He's in there for
Mott
the
S,
Brewers.
DH, then Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Nimio, being the third baseman, to Williams, basically the catcher, Bate, and then Taylor. And pitching for the Mets is Peterson. And pitching for the Brewers is Quinas.
Be one of the big righties to look for. David Peterson, 200 batting average against when it comes to lefties, but righties are
Hey, Kenneth,
50. So the Brewers obviously went around and said, "Are you right-handed? Are you?"
could
right-handed?"
you
They had
pull
8 righties in the lineup, and then
the
one
link
lefty, South Freely bats 333 against lefties. So this is what they feel like it's going to be.
on the go with Tilo and drop it into the
Peterson.
chat?
And you know what? Try to put up runs early because that always helps, especially starting the pitcher.
Yeah, left on left has not been a problem for South Freely so far this year. He's batting .333 against lefties this year. That's the third best in baseball from a left-handed hitter. What's the key for getting to Peterson tonight? He struggled his last 2 starts out, but he has 13 consecutive scoreless innings against these Brewers.
I mean, I don't think that's going to be relevant as far as like success you've had against another team. There's going to be different guys in this lineup that he has not faced before. But he likes to get the ball on the ground and stuff is geared towards that. He relies heavily on the ground ball. It's going to be about, can they get the ball in the air? Can they hit line drives? Because if they're just hitting the ball over and over again into the ground, well, I don't know. The Brewers have had success hitting the ball on the ground. It becomes a swing bunt. If the ground's wet and they slap one into the mud in front of home plate, possibly, I mean, run that out. But to get at it and to do damage, if the righties are pulling the ball on the ground, it is going to be ground out after double play after ground out.
One of the guys I want to focus on as well is Isaac Collins. Just the day that he had yesterday, on base 5 times in that first game, was 4 for 4 at the plate, just a triple shy of the cycle. Tim, how has he elevated his at-bats over the last month? He's raised his batting average 40 points since the beginning of June.
Yeah, pretty good. Great story, but they sent him out in game 2 to try to pinch hit off the closer for the Mets, Edwin Diaz. I mean, that's kind of like, hey, you had a great first game, so why don't you sit on the bench for the second game and then come out against one of the toughest relievers in baseball. But he's actually been almost like that second leadoff guy later on down in the order. He puts up good at bats. He's willing to hit the ball to all fields. Switch hitter. We've even seen him. He'll push a bunt or plays the game the right way. And pitchers, when they run into a guy that's playing the game the right way, they're not an easy out. They're on the radar and they're trying to be careful. But he walks a ton, doesn't strike out a bunch. You look at his walks and strikeouts. Very similar, but I really like this matchup. Collins hits the ball, fastballs anyway, down in the zone very well. That's where this guy likes to live. So we'll see where this comes together.
Yeah, David Peterson, he's 8-0. The Mets are 8-0 when he starts at home. this season. So he's had a lot of success on the mound at Citi Field, but we've documented some of the individuals that have faced lefties so well. The Brewers as a team, 16-9 against left-handed starters this year. That's the best record in the National League. As for the New York Mets, I mentioned Francisco Lindor, who has been the leadoff hitter since last May. It's actually back-to-back games that he's moved down to the 2 spot. Yesterday, it was Brandon Nimmo who was leading off. He ended up hitting a grand slam in that game yesterday. So today it's Starling Marte. And then it's Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Nimmo. Man, that is a gauntlet for Quintana to face at the top of the order.
Well, it's a lot of home runs. It's a lot of RBIs. These guys pack a punch. They're looking for extra base hits. I think you're going to have to find out really quick as a starter, are they going to be aggressive? If Quintana's throwing first pitch and they're swinging at it, I mean, I think you would go and start expanding the zone. If he is missing early and has to come to the middle of the zone, it could be fireworks. But luckily there's a little bit of rain to maybe put out some of that fire. But again, it's going to come down to, are the Mets aggressive? And if they are, Quintana will take advantage of it.
Or exchanging lineup cards, that's always a good sign. The tarp is off the field. We will play baseball here on FanDuel Sports Network in just a few minutes. It's the Brewers and Mets settling their series, a rubber match. They split the doubleheader yesterday. Brewers winning the first game 7-2, losing 7-3 in the nightcap last night. Yelich is out of the lineup. Bryce Terang's out of the lineup. But overall, the Brewers have been showing some pop. 1 through 9 in the order. Really, the bottom of the order has stood out as of late.
Yeah, absolutely. And even the guys that aren't playing that much are still getting it done. We've seen Haas have some key at-bats and some big wins, even though he plays like once a week maybe. Monasterio has played shortstop. He has played first base. We're going to see him at third. Where he's batting in the order doesn't matter. He's a tough out. He sees a lot of pitches. So top to bottom for them is to be who they've been. Be dynamic. They don't always go for the extra base hit. We got to get guys on. You know what? Peterson holds runners really well, so it's going to be interesting to see if the Brewers can take advantage. I think they may even steal third today. That's going to be a bold strategy, bold call for me. But if they get a guy on second, they got to put pressure on this type of pitcher.
They hit 5 home runs as a team yesterday in a doubleheader. Do you expect them to hit another couple here tonight?
I mean, if I'm a pitcher watching the last couple of games, I'm going to say I keep the ball in the ballpark, I have a chance of winning. Clearly, the Brewers, when they're putting the ball out of the yard, that leads to a lot more wins. So everything's going to be geared towards keeping the ball. And you know what? Peterson's only given up 6 homers like all season long. So it's 5 to righties. So that's going to be the kryptonite. Hopefully one of these batters can get the big knock when they need it.
What's the biggest key for Quintana as he takes them out here tonight?
Man, for him, it's going to be having all pitches early. We heard Vinny Rottino talking about it. I 100% agree. If he's pigeonholed to just locating the fastball, it's going to be trouble. His changeup is good. I don't care if he throws changeup first pitch. That's the kind of guy that he needs to be. He can throw the curveball at any time. He's going to have a nice mixture of lefties and righties. So look for him to try to get ahead early and put him away quick.
All right, Jose Quintana making his long-awaited start here at Citi Field against his former team. Was there for 2 years, and now we turn it over to Jeff Levering. Vinny Rottino, who we anticipated just had a bunch of cribbage wars during this long rain delay, but baseball will be played tonight, gentlemen. Let's have some fun.
You got that right. Thanks so much, Steve. We just won the unsanctioned match during that slight rain delay, which was won by me, but we don't have to talk about the sanctioned match that happened before the game. Either way, Vinny Rottino's here. We got Sophia Minner down in the field. Jeff Levering with you. Thanks for being with us tonight. Just slightly delayed. Thanks for doing some heavy lifting back there in the studio in Milwaukee, fellas. As Pat Murphy and the Brewers, they've been playing great on the road recently. They've won 11 of their last 14 on the road, and overall 9 of their last 12. His starting lineup today is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel, and it is loaded with right-handed batters against David Peterson, the left-hander. The South League, the only true left-handed batter in the lineup today. You see what he's done as a leadoff hitter over the course of the last 20 ball games, 311, 3 homers, 15 RBIs. He started from Durbin, started from Haas. And Andre Monasterio makes his first start since the 4th of June. This is David Peterson, pretty good numbers, but Vinny, he has really scuffled on the road. Obviously not on the road today, but in his last 3 appearances.
Last 3, yes, he did definitely struggle, but in his first 13 starts, he had a 2.49 ERA. That was 10th best in all of baseball. Last 3, however, different story, 15 2/3 innings pitched, and he's given up 13 earned runs. Hopefully the Brewers can keep that going against David Peterson. He is a kind of a crafty lefty, kind of an old school throwback. He's going to get a lot of ground balls, or he's going to try to anyway. He's got a very good changeup, very good slider to go with it.
Defense behind him today, Vinny.
Yeah, around the outfield, you have Nimmo in left, Tyrone Taylor, former Brewer at center, Juan Soto in right, around the infield, third to first. Vientos, Lindor was just named the head of All-Star starting shortstop. Brett Beatty at second, Pete Alonso at first, and Luis Torrens behind the plate, calling the pitches for Peterson.
Chris Conroy is crew chief. He's calling the balls and strikes behind the plate. Willie Trainer's over at first. Brendan Miller is at second base. Jeremy Rehack is over at third. Packed house tonight. It was Juan Soto replica jersey giveaway today for the first 15,000 fans. It seems a little light.
Got to get in line.
Yeah. And folks lined up 3 hours ahead of time. As Peterson's ready for his pitch of the game, he's good for a strike, and off we go.
Key against Peterson for both lefties and righties. Try to drive the ball to the opposite field. That's going to keep you on the off-speed stuff that he's going to try to get you out with.
Freelich pounds it foul. Stays 0-2 in 7 scoreless innings against the Brewers last year in Milwaukee. Here's his overall arsenal. He's not going to blow you away, but his off-speed stuff is through the roof.
Fast speed, the fastball plays up just a little bit because he does get down the mound. He's got a good extension numbers, but the 4-seam fastball, just 92, 93, and then he's got a couple of really good off-speed pitches as well, the slider and the changeup.
1-2 on Freelich. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Sal. Peterson not only has been a really good starter against the Brewers, picked up a save, his only save of his professional career playoffs last year to clinch the series. He was in the wild card series in playoffs opening round.
Yeah, you forget they came into that game to close that one out in Game 3. That was a game we don't love to remember, that Game 3.
Edwin Diaz had pitched in the 8th inning. 1-2. Swinging and a miss at the off-speed. Strikeout number 1 for Peterson. Contreras is coming up. First, let's check out tonight's Old Spice Fresh Stats. And for David Peterson, last 3 games against the Brewers, it's 14 innings, just 7 hits, no runs, and 14 strikeouts. And that does include that save in Game 3 of the Wild Card Series. Contreras, a drive into center field, but right on it is Tyrone Taylor for out number 2.
And part of that stat, too, Jeff, remember the Brewers struggled in years past. They try to get to lefties. Not this year so much. 16-9, the Brewers are. Their record is when they face a left-handed starting pitcher. So they've been just much better against them this season.
That's one of the best marks in Major League Baseball. As Jackson Churio digs in. Churio in the 3 spot with no Yelich today.
No Yelich in the lineup today.
Dan Murphy loading up his lineup against the lefty with a ton of right-handers. There's the changeup.
There's the change.
Churio homered and singled in the nightcap with Twinville. Brewers split that doubleheader with the Mets. Here go 2 on Churio.
0-2 on Churio.
Slider has been flat in these last 3 starts a little bit for David Peterson. That's part of the reason why he's given up those 13 earned runs those last 3 starts.
Something about this mound, though, Vinny. He is a different guy.
Up and in.
On Jackson Churio, he's 8-0 this year. The Mets are 8-0 in his home starts. He's 4-0 himself. And not lost one of his starts at home this season. 3-2.
3-2.
Feeds off this crowd. This whole team feeds off this crowd a little bit too at home. Mets have the best home record on the year. They have 30 wins right now. Do the Mets have at home? That's the most wins in all of baseball at home.
Way outside.
Way outside. For ball number 4.
He works a walk. And bidding time now for tonight's Pizza Ranch for the win.
And we're talking about what the Brewers have to do tonight. Keys to win. Think opposite field versus Peterson. We talked about that. Crowd out of it. Get this crowd out of it. They will start to boo their own New York Mets if they start giving up the lead, especially as of late. They've been struggling mightily these last 3 weeks. Only 4 wins.
Ball outside.
Zone from Peterson. As you heard that loud boo, that was for Reese Hoskins. He did not get that ovation yesterday. It was pretty dull for his reception when he came to the plate in yesterday's contest in Game 2. Fly ball left field.
I'm on
the warning track to make the catch.
near the warning track, makes the catch. Leaves the pair on.
This July, hit the road on a custom Harley and fire up your fantasy motorcycle giveaway at Potawatomi. Play with your rewards card all July for entry. Thursday drawings for cash and rewards way. Fire up your fantasy only at Potawatomi.
Shop every team in town. College and pro. Come on, it's time to go.
Play ball, Milwaukee. Shop the latest in brewer style with your favorite brands and throwback designs. Rally House has gear for everything.
Eagles, Wisconsin Badgers, Brewers, Bucks, and the Packers.
It's your city, it's your house, it's the Rally House.
Shop your favorite teams in store and online at rallyhouse.com.
I wanted to be healthy. I was newly pregnant. My periods were always painful, so I texted my friend Elena. I asked my big sister Naomi.
My best friend Kelsey. She's my go-to.
That's how I found my OBGYN. I finally feel heard. Thanks, Naomi.
Thanks, Kelsey.
Thanks, Elena.
For personalized, convenient care and 24/7 support.
No comment.
OBGYN you'll recommend at Aurora Healthcare.
This July, hit the road on a custom Harley and fire up your fantasy motorcycle giveaway at Potawatomi. Play with your rewards card all July for entry. Thursday drawings for cash and rewards way. Fire up your fantasy only at Potawatomi.
It's really turned into a perfect night for baseball. Had a 37-minute rain delay. It only rained for about 15 minutes or so. Carlos
Mendoza, Mets manager.
Casino Hotel, Marte Lindor, Soto. Then you got Alonso Demo and Vientos in the middle. Torrens, Beatty, and Taylor down at the bottom. They get Jose Quintana, their former teammate a year ago. 6-2, 330 earned run average this year. Start number 12 for Milwaukee. And the first one to Starling Marte misses. For Quintana today, make sure he's got everything going.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him kind of
0-1.
in these last
1-0.
since coming off that shoulder injury, and he hasn't had the changeup or the curveball necessarily from pitch one. He's got to have that tonight with this
Strike.
top of the order of the New York Mets.
I think a part of it, too, Vinny, is that he's got to locate that fastball in the inner part of the plate to these right-handed hitters.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Back and forth with these righties, so he has the changeup, but he's got to make sure that they're kind of looking for the heater. You jam a couple of fastballs in there on their hands, they will start to look for it. That's when you're going to have them with the changeup.
The guy who is pitching against the Brewers, who's excellent at home, against a guy in Quintana who's been sensational on the road. Marte takes, and it's 3-1 on Starling Marte.
Marte takes. It's 3-1.
Game 1 was 0-4. The overall splits for Jose Quintana this year, 4-0 away from American Family Field, sparkling ERA. At home, an ERA almost at 6. 3-1 to Marte. Swing and a miss. 3-2.
Swing and a miss.
A couple clunkers against the Cubs and then the Cardinals, and then the last start on Friday against the Rockies, they gave up 4 at home as well. So, yeah, he's looking for that success at home, but he's been pitching so well on the road.
3-2. Got him looking.
Got him looking. Sit down, Sonny. Go back to the clubhouse and think.
Check out that landmark defense play behind Quintana. Isaac Collins to left, Jackson Churio at center, Sal Free looking right. Around the infield, Durbin, Ortiz, Monasterio at second base, Reese Hoskins at first, and William Contreras behind the plate catcher for Katana.
A little different with no Terang out there at second. John from Monasterio again making his first start since June 4th. That was in Cincinnati against the Reds. Here's Lindor.
Here is Lindor.
And Lindor takes outside to the karaoke of My Girl.
They're serenading him with his walk-up song, which is My Girl.
Lindor 3 hits and 3 RBIs in the nightcap last night. After he had gone 1 for his last 16 at the plate.
Brewers. Hey, Kenneth, if you're still watching this channel, could you drop if he's live, right and Rhino and Sam will be 12 experience for me. Spoiled that one for him.
Francisco Lindor in game 2 of that doubleheader. Homered against Mizorowski. That was a solo shot. Ended up having an RBI single back in the 6th. That was a huge hit after the Brewers just scored 3 runs in the top half of the inning, and then capped this night with an RBI double in the 8th. 1-2, just missed away. 2-2.
Just missed away.
Best crowd we've had in the series is tonight. Quiet in game 1, got a little better in game 2. Sold out tonight. 2-2 pitch, rolled softly to third.
Rolled softly to third. Durbin throws him out. 2 up, 2 down in that same order. Durbin on the run.
Chopper from Francisco Lindor. Speedy Francisco Lindor, who's got a bunch of stolen bases this season. And Durbin gets rid of it quickly, very nicely done. Watch how he transfers it, and then on the next step, he throws a strike over to Reese Hoskins to get Lindor.
3-0 Angels over the Braves. Hey, Kenneth, could you keep me up to speed with the Braves game?
Brewers have pitched Soto tough so far, just 1 for 6. He has drawn a couple of walks, 1 intentional. His name, the
Soto, 0-1 count.
hit 11 homers in the month of June. And it's 0-2.
Check swing.
It was his best month of his career, and he was right up there for the best months in franchise history for the Mets.
Yeah, well,
In June.
I won't get too carried away.
For the Mets, they hit bombs up and down this lineup, especially in these top 5 or 6 spots. Even McNeil's getting into the act with the power this season. And hitters 2, 3, 4, and 5, each with a minimum of 16 homers. 0-2 to Soto.
0-2 to Soto.
They can slug, that's for sure. And that's what they showed in the nightcap last night. Grand slam by Nimmo against Mizorowski. A homer by Lindor. That's all they needed. 1-2 coming back. Got him. Getting over a couple of called third strikes for Quintana. He's clean through half an inning. Go to the second. Collins, Durden, and Haas schedule.
Get fantastic savings for the 4th of July at Menards. All after 11% rebate. Save big on snacks and beverages. Get hot deals on grills, fire pits, and outdoor furniture. Enjoy endless outdoor fun with pool toys, yard games, and bug control. Plus, save big on patriotic landscape lights, caps, and t-shirts. Hurry, these great deals won't last long. Stop in today and save big for 4th of July get-togethers at Menards. Save big
Money at Menards.
Okay, Noah's gonna make a fire. Our job, let him do it by himself. Kind of what you got there, Craig?
It's important to challenge young homeowners turning into their parents.
Not a great start. You gotta turn it. You gotta turn it. Doesn't look structurally sound here.
They can't help themselves.
A fire starter?
Okay. You know, cavemen, they built fires with nothing but their wits and their bare hands.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Can't watch this.
This is the legendary right here. That this kid could talk with tough stories. And if you've had one, you probably got a story worth telling. Here's the 50 years Miller time.
On a warm day, you want two things. A refreshing drink made with real fruit juice.
Yeah.
Simply Spice Limited. Wait it, they get cool. Oh, you can leave it open. Simply Spice, made with real fruit juice.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Kemps. It's the Cows. Lovely night for baseball in Flushing, Queens, New York. No score. Top half of inning number 2. David Peterson gets back to work. Brewers have a long night tonight after a 37-minute delay. Hit the road, head to Miami after the ball game, and start a 3-game series with the Red Hot Marlins tomorrow. Hopefully with a series victory against the Mets under their belt. Marlins won again today. They beat Minnesota 4-1 and won 9 of their last 10.
Yeah.
Red hot. Yeah, Florida Marlins, Miami Marlins, I should say. You're going to have to be on your A game against them going into town. And we talked about how, not ideal to have a rain delay. Playing a night game on a getaway day, probably going to get in the wee early hours in the morning.
The Brewers are playing 3 games in this series in the span of 30 hours.
Right.
And then you get a night game tomorrow, and then day games Saturday and Sunday. You see the standings in the East. Mets 2 games back. The Phillies entering play today as Collins swings and misses.
Collins swings and misses.
Yeah, Peterson will work you down, he'll work you in, and he'll work you up right here with this 4-seam fastball at 93. Like I said, the fastball does play up a little bit. Jumps on hitters just because he uses all of that 6'5" frame down the mound.
Brings up Durbin, who takes a wide strike. Durbin had 2 plate appearances last night, walked in both of them. Game 1 of the doubleheader and game 2. Saw Anthony Siegler make his major league debut. He got his first hit in the nightcap. And Durbin came in to play defensively late in both of those games. 1-1 and tied 2-1.
And tight.
Cannot find the strike zone. It's like he's got a force field around it in this series. And the strike right at the top of the zone. See what Durbin's done in his last 2.5 weeks. Hit a 375, and he's found his power stroke too. That OPS nearing 1,000.
Slugging, he's getting on base.
Yeah.
And that missed wide, ball 4, a 1-out walk.
They celebrate 25 seasons of American Family Field at the Brewers game on Friday, July 25th, with a commemorative pregame ceremony, a postgame alumni home run derby featuring Prince Fielder and Ryan Braun, plus special concessions deals. Get your seats at brewers.com/25 seasons.
It's hard to believe that ballpark is 25 years old. It is in such great shape. Eric Hossett's ground ball, that should be 2. Step on the back and for the first goal back is 2, and it ends the inning. Just an 11 pitch inning for David Peterson.
Only 11 pitch inning for him.
All we have to do is look at the scoreboard. We know how to win for our clients. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call.
That's all.
Big dog. That'll do it.
Mountain's calling.
Give me a mountain to top. Give me the sunshine. Give me a day. Give me something on the tree. All I need is sunshine.
Okay, now unplug my computer and cord.
Okay, we have
When's the mattress coming?
Right.
Yeah.
Tuesday. Curtis?
Next week.
This is nice.
This is nice.
Mom's in the shower. Just do the same.
That's what I was going to do. Kenneth, I'll be right back. If you could, just keep an eye on the chat.
Sleek outside, dual dispense inside, and all-in-one laundry that can wash and dry in one machine. Get free delivery now at the Home Depot.
First event underway here, series finale at City Field. Jose Quintana taking them on for his 12th start of the season, and the Brewers have gone 8-3 with Quintana on the mound, which is actually what they were hoping for when they acquired him in free agency from the Mets after back-to-back seasons here. And talking to assistant pitching coach Jim Henderson just about what Quintana has brought to the starting rotation, he said he is as prepared as any pitcher that they have been around. He said watching the meticulous daily work, he said his stuff hasn't changed in years, but just the volume of knowledge that he has. He said it's great to talk to him just about, even in game and in between starts, about sequencing, how he wants to attack hitters and lineups that second and third time through the order. The volume of knowledge and previous history that he has against hitters and other lineups, and how he's able to share that with the young pitchers in between starts. He said it's just really, really valuable to have somebody like Jose Quintana around. And he shared a great story when the Brewers were at home playing the Atlanta Braves. The reigning Cy Young Award winner Chris Sale came over to Quintana as they were going through their throwing program and said, "Hey, how's my favorite lefty pitcher with the perfect mechanics doing?" Which I think tells you a lot about what players around the league think about Jose Quintana.
Thanks so much, Sophia. Those two former teammates with the White Sox, and he's right about those mechanics being perfect. They are flawless. 1-2 missed just outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, but take a look at how he finishes and how balanced he is and how still his head is. I love how he finishes and he kind of just balances on that right leg as the catcher receives the baseball.
Line of right-hand Ortiz for out number 1. I mean, it is a picture-perfect, low point. The way he finishes in an athletic position, this is the guy that you want to emulate if you're left-handed.
I mean, you're not going to make it this far in a career and have the success that Jose Quintana has had if you're not an athlete on the mound. You do a lot of things that winning pitchers do, and he does, and be 36 years old and have that kind of success. I mean,
middle to right. Freeman is up and gone. It's a home run for a second consecutive game. It's 1-0 Mets. His 17th of the year.
Brandon Nimmo with another home run in back-to-back games in the Grand Slam last night against Jacob Mizorowski. And then he hits this solo shot against Jose Quintana on the first pitch. This is the sinker down and in. He was ready for it. He was waiting for it. Probably a little bit too much plate. And Nimmo was all over it. He's attacking early this year, and he is selling out for power early in the count. He showed that twice in 2 games now.
4th homer this year against the lefty for Brandon Nimmo. Vientos fouls it away. Ball and strike on Vientos. Did not play in the nightcap last night in the doubleheader. Was 0-3 in the opener. Let's strike first.
One shy of his career high of homers against lefties. Brandon Nimmo previously has 5 home runs against lefties in a season is his career high.
Yeah.
We did that a few years ago, 22. 2-1 coming on Vientos and foul play. The good news, just a solo homer.
Right. Got to score anyway to win.
See the home run leaders in the National League get the Mets right up there with big boys. Just missed. Good pitch, 3-2. Terren's on deck. Payoff pitch on the way to Vientos. Ground ball short. 2 away. And now a quick word from Gruber Law Offices.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Call Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
2 outs to run in for Terren's. Was 1 for 3 in game 1 yesterday. Had a hit and run single to the right side. He's bounced around a bit, Luis Terren's. Got to the big leagues originally in 2017 as a Rule 5 pick.
The glove first backstop hitting 224 on the year. And cannot take him lightly though. 281 against Southpaws.
Ball 2 strikes. Second year with the Mets. Played 47 games with New York a season ago. Francisco Alvarez, who is their top backstop on the injured list. Out to right. Frelick broke back now. He will chase it down for the final out of the inning. With 1 step in, then he was on the run, able to make the play. Nimmo hits it a homer. It's 1-0 Mets after 2.
Let's work together.
Let's take everything we know about cancer,
Like cancer.
and turn months into years.
Let's share what we learned. Share how we feel.
Let's cry about it. Be brave about it.
Use it to fuel discovery.
Comfort. Strength.
Promise. Let's remember what it was like before cancer and push to bring that feeling back. Backed by 100 years of innovation, the new Scotch Blue Pro Sharp Painter's Tape with Edge Locker Plus technology delivers our sharpest lines yet.
Curing type 1 diabetes isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because breakthroughs big and small are happening every day. From promising clinical trials focused on eliminating the need for insulin to more health plans covering advanced therapies and technologies. Fueled by our passionate supporters, we're powering a global movement to prioritize what the T1D community needs now and next. Today, we're opening new doors to more effective solutions and making it easier for people to enjoy freer, fuller, healthier lives. Tomorrow, we'll make this condition a thing of the past by accelerating research, influencing policy, and advancing treatments. We are Breakthrough T1D. As we drive toward curing type 1 diabetes, we help make everyday life better for the brave people who face it.
Joey Ortiz, he's been playing fully. That is brought to you by Aurora Healthcare. Last 13 ball games, he's hitting a robust 300. Spanish power stroke with 4 homers and an OPS over 850. A grand slam in yesterday's ball game to break up what was a tie game at the time of game 1. A redemption at bat for him after he hit into a inning-ending double play with the bases loaded in his previous at bat. Grand slam in that one. And oh, by the way, playing spectacular defense at short.
He's been phenomenal. They kind of turned it on in June. Really struggled in April and May. And Joey Ortiz, hopefully, off to a hot July. Let's see.
In tight on Ortiz. Two on Joey. Saw that sky here off in the distance. Just waiting to see the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man come around somewhere, man. It's eerie. 2-1 on Ortiz.
The Ghostbusters reference?
That's definitely a Ghostbusters reference. Seems that we're in New York. On the ground at third, got jammed. Vientos throws him out.
That's what makes David Peterson so tough. You definitely have to try to look towards the big part of the field. Look to the opposite field, because if he drops that changeup on you, who hitters are hitting just 176 against the changeup. It's really good. You try to pull him, he will have his way with you on the changeup, especially as a right-handed hitter.
Monasterio digs in and takes strike one with that sinker right down the middle. We talked about it in the first inning. You have to have that middle away approach.
Keep you on the changeup as a righty.
It's a quick 0-2. I mean, that is the power of the changeup right there, taking two pitches right down the middle.
Using a lot of fastballs, first time through the order. That's kind of an old school approach. The guy's in swing mode to the fastball, and then again, just get him out of the way with your soft stuff.
And it's towards the left side. Nice pick by Vientos. Two away. And Sal Frelick's coming up next. Game one of the doubleheader. His first ever leadoff homer came off a Clay Holmes' sixth overall in Wisconsin Tigers Powerball.
They kind of set the tone for the doubleheader, took the early lead. Brewers ended up giving away the lead and then coming back in that game one. That was a big swing from Sal, though, his sixth of the year.
Torching that career high. Remember, he hit just 2 home runs all of last season. They came in back-to-back games in May. On the ground right side, Alonzo fields, flips to Peterson, just in time. 3 ground ball runs for the Brewers offense against Peterson in a 10-pitch third.
Prime Day is coming to like 8th and 11th with great deals on whatever you're getting into next.
Did your streaming expire when you least expected? Save the day by using the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards Card. And choose to earn 6% cash back on online purchases like live streaming for the first year from account opening. What would you like the power to do?
Here at the Chocolate Factory, we stack our subs high with legendary flavors and fresh ingredients. Craving something bold? Try the blackberry turkey. Feeling saucy? Go for Capone's meatball. Or keep it classic with a Sicilian. The Chocolate Factory.
One to nothing Mets on the homer by Brandon Nimmo. And if you stayed up late last night, you got to witness some history. That was Clayton Kershaw getting his 3,000th strikeout last night. Our advanced stat brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Most strikeouts by a lefty ever. Randy Johnson, Steve Carlton, and then CeCe Sabathia. Now Clayton Kershaw struck out former Brewer Vinny Capra for number 3,000 in the top of the 6th inning last night. His last pitch of the night. In front of family, friends, a sold-out crowd at Dodger Stadium. And Clayton Kershaw's next appearance going to be in Milwaukee against the Miz. Certainly could have been a situation if he didn't strike out Vinny Capra right there, where Clayton Kershaw could have gone for number 3,000 against the Brewers in his next appearance.
That's true.
Because he was not going to pitch past the 6th inning last night. Brett Beatty, the hitter, and takes a strike. The curveball, 1-1 strike. Clayton Kershaw may be one of the last pitchers to get to 3,000 strikeouts. See that earned run average where he is in terms of Major League Baseball ranks. That's a fair ball fielded by Hoskins. Throw to first. Quintana's there. A great play by Hoskins. They go 3-1 to get Beatty.
They need to flash the leather tonight. There's Jose Quintana on the mound. Balls are going to put in play, and this is a great play right here by Reese Hoskins to range to his left. And then falling away from the field, he throws a strike to Jose Quintana covering. Nice play right here.
That ball was by him and able to hit it and make a nice feed to Quintana.
Yeah, really nice job. They loved that first, and then have the presence of mind to make the accurate throw to Quintana covering.
Tyrone Taylor's at the plate. He's in the 9 spot. And he fouls the first one away. Back on Clayton Kershaw again with his numbers. He's over 200 wins, 3,000 strikeouts, and he's a shoe-in Hall of Famer.
Shoe-in Hall of Famer for sure. And yeah, you're right. I'm not sure if we're going to see another 3,000 strikeout guy. The next closest active player is Chris Sale with 2,500, and he's 37 years old and hurt right now.
He still needs 500 more strikeouts. That's at least a couple of seasons.
It's kind of fitting that he did it painting with that cut fastball or that slider, whatever he calls it. Looks like a cutter right on the edge to the back door to a righty. Has been doing that for a very, very long time. Couldn't have happened to a better guy, a family man, get a bastard for the game.
Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. If he doesn't have that curveball, though, that curveball got him at least half the strikeout.
Yeah, you're right. And he used to throw 95, 96, 97 miles per hour. Now, towards the last, 7, 8 years, he's just been kind of doing it with his pitchability with not a great fastball, 90, 92.
Taylor, fly ball, shallow right. Freeling for out number 2. Won the MVP, did Clayton Kershaw. Tough to do as a pitcher.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want to get your tickets right now for that Jacob Mizorowski Clayton Kershaw matchup when the Dodgers come to town. That's Wednesday,
potentially Tuesday, the 8th. Both pitched yesterday. The Dodgers Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Here's Marte back at the top of the order, and first pitch ball down the way.
It doesn't get any easier up the schedule for the Brewers, right? The Marlins, what is it, 9 of their last 10, and the Dodgers for 6 in a row.
Marte down the left, Collins cuts it off, gets it in. It's a long single for Sterling Marte. This is the second hit allowed by Quintana.
This was on the curveball. Hasn't thrown this much. It's down in the zone, but Marte keeps his hands back. He wanted it a little bit more towards the back door, meaning the outside part of the plate, arm side for Quintana. And Marte barrels it up in the left field for a long single.
It's the 6th career hit against Jose Quintana. And Lindor pops it up, foul territory, first base side, and Hoskins at room. One on Lindor, line to center back in the first inning. Last little bit on Clayton Kershaw. He has not had an ERA over 3 since his rookie year, where he's made at least 10 starts. That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, 100% first ballot. He's been unbelievable. Fun to watch when he's not pitching against the Brewers.
Yeah. Out to right. Freeling is there, and the inning ends. This base hit by Marte. We go to the 4th inning. Contreras, Churrick, Hoskins coming up.
Dawn trusts Prevagen for her brain, and this is her story.
My name is Dawn. I live in Central Texas. I'm a military spouse and a certified dog trainer. I've seen many commercials about Prevagen. The people on the commercials were so authentic, and I thought, why not give it a try? I've been taking Prevagen now for 3 years. It's been a confidence booster. It's made me feel really good about myself.
Prevagen has been the #1 sewing brain supplement nationwide for over 10 years.
Make the most of your summer with the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. Because now's the time to buy. So visit your local Kia dealer and look out for these stickers to take advantage of great deals. All of our vehicles are backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. And right now, get 1.9% APR for up to 60 months plus 500 retail bonus cash on specially taxed 2025 Sportage and Sorento vehicles.
I'm bored.
When you need a little fun, head to the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Ask about our $99 prescription sunglasses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
The sun dipping off into the horizon. Spectrum game reset. 1-0 Mets on the solo homer by Brandon Nimmo in the second inning. The 17th home run of the season. The blemish against Quintana so far. The Brewers have 2 base runners against Peterson, both walks. Contreras takes inside. He flied out to the warning track in deep center field back in the opening inning. Has thrown you more than 14 pitches in any given frame yet. Last time he took the mound here in New York with a complete game shutout and allowed just 6 hits against the Washington Nationals. Started here since the middle of June. Super comfortable on the mound. David Peterson, 56% ground ball percentage. So getting early swings, early contact, and weak contact pretty much all season long. See if Contreras has a green light here. 3-0. Took a strike. Not a bad idea. Trying to get something going. The Brewers have not had a man pass first base yet. And they'll have a leadoff walk. Exactly 3 walks for Peterson in each of his last 3 starts. He's got 3 walks now. Jackson Churio's coming up. He's on our Wisconsin Lottery Powerball home run leaderboard. Churio hit his 14th yesterday. Game number 2 went the opposite way in the Brewers bullpen. Yelich not in the starting line today. 17 home runs. Churio takes low ball 1. Just enough out of the zone for Peterson to make you uncomfortable. Drop the corner. Love to see that Jackson Churio swing that he put on that ball last night when he hit that opposite field home run into the bullpen. That same approach right here. That success against David Peterson. Big swing and miss at the curveball. He was hacking there. Churio drew a walk in the first. That home run that he hit last night today, that was a ball that was on the inner part of the plate that he hit out to right center. That's a thing of beauty. And it tossed to first. See the 2 strikes. Churio more recently has been spreading his legs out. He's taking that stride out of the equation entirely. Does that to use his hands, reminds himself to just use those great hands that he has. Third strike. Churio with a doesn't say anything usually. Not happy with that call of Chris Conroy.
Chris Conroy has been calling the shadow of his zone pretty much all night long. In this pitch,
And you can't give Peterson that
high strike on the breaking ball, that needs to be out of the game, in my opinion. Just too hard to hit right now, especially if you have to cover the fastball at the top, and then they throw the breaking ball. That's never a strike.
tough. Pretty good take by Jackson Churio. Matt Murphy clearly not pleased still with that strike three now. Hoskins flying out to the wall and left. That ended the first inning. Drives one fouled on the third baseline. They go 2 on Reese Hoskins. See the ball well against Peterson. And that one is hit well and off the glove of the second baseman into center. A base hit for Reese Hoskins. It looked like it could have been a double play quite easily, but instead the Brewers catch a break.
And maybe that's the break they need and they're gonna utilize and take advantage of. Brett Beatty, not a second baseman by trade, but playing there this year for the first time. That ball kind of knuckled on him, and he's just not able to come up with it. Clanks it. The Brewers have something going, first and second with one out, and make that hurt. Oh, it's hit hard.
Brings up Isaac Collins, and they will rule that at E4 on Beatty.
Tough error.
Collins on the ground, third base. It'll be Lindor going to second. That's it. Would have been tough to turn to at Collins' speed anyway. Hoskins erased, and now it's up to Durbin. Vientos almost shaded Lindor there.
Actually, a pretty good play by Lindor to keep his concentration to get at least one out. So, and now Durbin's going to come up with a big hit right here with 2 outs.
Durbin drew a walk in the second. 2-2 out against Peterson. Ball 1. Big hole on the right side. Beatty playing up the middle. Try and shoot something through that right side. Snapper to first and back in time. Alonso plays well off the bag at first, trying to get the feet of Collins. That's checking, will not challenge. What a lot of first basemen are doing these days. You play even with the bag essentially, and hope you clip the feet with the throw.
Cuts down the distance.
And that's foul.
Yeah, you're right, Jeff. That's a big hole over there on the right side of the infield. Durbin's got a lot of hits in his spray chart over there this season. And a point of emphasis of his to use that big part of the field. You can shoot one over there.
See what he's hitting against lefties too. A lot of success there. On the ground, third base. That's a foul ball. Just foul. Vientos made a nice play, but it's strike 2 on Durbin. Reset.
Look at the hits by direction by Caleb Durbin. He does have 26 pulled hits into left field, 15 up the middle, and 11 to right. But as of late, it has been something that he is focusing on. And stay on the baseball and hit the opposite way.
Brewers in the Twinville last night were just 2 out of 11 hitting with runners in scoring position. Both their hits came in game 1. Looking to tie the game, Durbin. And he took it down. Made a good take on that slider. to the infield in this inning. But the Brewers have runners on the corners. 2-2 on Caleb Durbin. Three and two. And now Collins will have a head start from first base. One disengagement already from Peterson. Alonso still holds Collins at first. Slow roller foul. That was a perfectly located changeup away. 3-2 pitch. Here's the sequence right here. 3 changeups so far. The hitter sometimes you think, okay, fouled off this changeup. Is he going to sneak one in on his hands? Move it down to the approach. Going in. And a slow roller, third base side. Tough play. Durbin is going to beat it out. Tie game 1-1. Brewers small ball their way to a run in this fourth inning. Caleb Durbin continues to make things happen, continues to play winning baseball, puts this pitch in play. He did try to sneak one in on his hands at 94. He's a little chop to third base. There's no chance that Mark Vientos is going to make this play against Caleb Durbin, motoring down the line for an infield hit and an RBI to tie this game. Great job by Caleb Durbin. First hit of the game for the Brewers, an infield single from Caleb Durbin. The walk comes back to score, and the Brewers do take advantage of that error. And for every Brewers RBI this season, Northwestern Mutual Foundation funding 5 hours of childhood cancer research. Northwestern Mutual and Milwaukee Brewers are proud to partner in curing childhood cancer. Back to square one. 20-pitch inning for Peterson. Now you've got Haas coming up, get into a double play in the second inning. Hit it hard to right at Benny at second base. Good speed with Collins and Durbin. And first pitch strike with a curveball. Fouls it away. So he's in an 0-2 hole. Part of the order coming up big again for the Brewers. Durbin in the 6th spot.
Don't try it, Joel. How do you get more shit in there?
Spoiled that changeup. Stayed on it too. Trying to pick up another run, give the Brewers the lead. Feels like every time a Haas finds his way to the lineup, something good happens.
Yeah. He always comes up in big spots, doesn't he?
Serving as the DH tonight. And a swing and a miss. He chased the curveball on the dirt. Durant lays tag on Haas. The Brewers get a run across, even to score one apiece.
If your grandpa wears one of these, or if your wife wears this, you can count on USA. Membership for spouses, kids, and then grandkids of those who serve. Count on us. Count on USAA.
And now you have a better game plan for your retirement.
With all of life's curveballs, your travel budget is still steady.
Sophia A., grade 4, absent, because transportation was absent. Khalil M., grade 6, absent, because Wi-Fi was absent.
Maria J., grade 12, absent, because child care for siblings was absent.
Jacob O., grade 12, absent, because housing was absent.
Aisha S.,
Olivia H.
Derek L.
Cole W. Preston L.
Absent.
Absent. Because healthcare,
Anti-bullying and mental health support was absent.
we're calling roll on the 15 million absent students.
No, you're not going anywhere.
Very real.
And yet the solution is a present caring adult to help them along their path.
When communities and schools is present, 99% of our students are present and ready to learn.
Major League Baseball is taking over the ATL with the game's biggest events. The action begins with the T-Mobile Home Run Derby on ESPN July 14th at 7 p.m. Central. Then catch the 95th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard July 15th at 6 p.m. Central on Fox.
Juan Soto gets in. Part of that All-Star game, New Francisco Lindor. So having a great year's first year with the Mets. Signed a very small contract in the offseason to go from the Yankees over to the Mets.
A 13-year deal, wasn't it? A 15 years.
15 for a $7.65.
Oh boy. A lot of money.
Yeah, that's a strike on the inside corner. $765 million. He will not be a free agent again until the year 2040.
Amazing deal that he signed. Only 26 years old.
On the ground for Monasterio. And it throws him out. One up and one down. It's amazing that one player is making that much money. $765 million over the course of 15 years.
No deferrals.
No,
That was deal either.
too.
Right. Count against their salary cap number. Not a salary cap, but the what's that called?
Competitive balance.
Competitive balance tax cap. Soft cap. Kind of.
He's going to be paying taxes for a long time on that contract. Pete Alonso signed just a one-year deal with an option in the offseason to come back to the Mets. Betting on himself, he's having a good year. Takes outside, 2 balls, no strikes. 18 homers, 66 RBIs for Pete Alonso, hitting near 300 too, but his season has been somewhat of a roller coaster.
It's been up and down.
And that one is driven center field, and it will be Churio making the catch. Both Collins and Churio in pursuit, and it was Churio that said, nope, I got it.
Center fielder has the priority. Jackson calls off the left fielder, Isaac Collins. Collins retreats for the second out.
Didn't sound as pure off the bat for Pete Alonso. Maybe a hair off the end.
And same thing with Lindor, and that's the beauty of watching Jose Quintana pitch. He's just an artist out there. He knows where he has to put the changeup, where he has to put the sinker, just to get a little bit of soft contact. And I just love it right there. He comes right back first pitch against Brandon Nimmo, who just ambushed him in the previous at-bat for a home run with that same exact pitch.
Nope, came right at him.
Yep.
And then the breaking ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Nimmo. Away 2-1. So fastball first pitch, and then back-to-back breaking balls. Brandon Nimmo now tied for 9th on the all-time Mets home run list with 127. Think about all the sluggers that have played for the Mets. And no time for 19 homers.
He's had a really nice career with the Mets. First year in the big leagues was 2016.
2-2 for Quintana. And Contreras couldn't hang on. "57 pitches and climbing for Quintana. He and Peterson are on the same spot with their pitch counts. Nimmo to second. Monasterio dives, gets up, throws it out. Nice play by Andrew Monasterio. Nimmo can run up that line, but Monasterio says not today. Not an easy play for Monasterio. A pop-up slide just enough from the throttle.
24-hour moisturizing body wash that locks in 7 times moisturization.
And about half the ingredients of my own body wash.
Clean moisturizing body wash isn't to make. Dinner?
Your call.
Someplace inexpensive. Burgers, tacos, pizza.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus by signing up for an Old National Bank checking account.
King crab, guac, caviar.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. I'll buy a car. Old National Bank. Just another reason to get old.
Get summer ready at Verizon. All new and existing customers get iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. And only Verizon gives you a 3-year price guarantee on any plan. That's right. iPhone 16 Pro on us. And a 3-year price lock guarantee. Only from Verizon.
This is the legendary rescue. You just can't control. They tell stories. And if you have, you probably got a story worth telling. Here's the 50 years of military.
This is not a blue moon. Now it is. No, it's not. Now it is. No, it's not. Now it is. No, it's not. Now it is. A Valencia orange makes the blue moon a blue moon, and everything a little brighter.
Under Monasterio flash from the leather to end that last half inning. Do up second behind Joey Ortiz facing David Peterson. And first pitch strike, and it's 0-1.
Okay, wanted to shout out to Susan Shemansky, a very happy 70th birthday. She used to cover the Milwaukee Brewers, Racine Journal-Times.
Happy birthday. Here's a drive into the gap in left center field. The extra base hit for Joey Ortiz to open up this 5th inning. Got on top of that pitch and drove it into the gap. Maybe we should be making more birthday wishes.
If the Brewers keep hitting extra base hits like this, Joey Ortiz continues to swing a hot bat, gets on top of this 4-seam fastball from David Peterson, and just rifles this one into the gap for a leadoff double. That slices the gap right there. Joey Ortiz with an easy stand-up double.
And scoring position, Mets play their corners in for Monasterio. And he takes inside for ball 1. Bounce to third base back in the 3rd inning. Fouls it back. Monasterio had just 11 at-bats in the month of June. Made just 2 starts. They're coming off the bench a lot, playing some first base. Some time at short, some time at third. Today at second base. That's a slow roller, tough play. Vientos charges and throws out Monasterio, but it works like a bunt. Ortiz over to third, and now a quick word from Aurora Healthcare.
This is how it feels to have a complete health partner who cares for all of you so you can live powerfully, live joyfully, and live fully.
South Freely come up, trying to give the Brewers the lead. Infield is up for the Mets. Ground ball right side, right at Alonso. Runner coming home, and Ortiz is touched. Joey Ortiz going on contact. That was a one-hopper right at Alonso. Yeah, the contact play is on right here. So what does that mean? So as the ball's getting into the hitting zone, watch Joey Ortiz off with contact, slight delay, but I don't think it's going to matter because that ball was hit too hard and a one-hopper right at Pete Alonso, and he throws a strike to Torrens at home to get over Joey Ortiz. See, kind of a little bit of a hesitation and went back. The contact play, you almost have to be running towards home as the ball's entering the hitting zone. Might not have mattered. South Freely unable to bring home Joey Ortiz, and now it's up to Contreras. Runner at first and 2 outs. And that's on the ground foul, third base side.
A lot of people might be thinking at home, why do the contact play? This happens a lot. Well, if it's hit right at the infielder, then you are going to have a play at the plate. If that's hit a little bit into the hole against Pete Alonso, then it's going to be a very difficult play to turn and throw a strike to home. And we've seen it work a bunch this year. Not right there.
Toss the first and back is South Freely. Another toss of first, and Freeland's back to the dive.
Okay, Jeff, the other thing with that play, if you are dead to rights at home, which Joey Ortiz was, he should have gotten himself into a rundown so that South Freeland can then get to second base and get into scoring position. He didn't do that right there. That was a mistake. Burr's probably going to tase him.
That's a good call on the getting into a rundown. Another throw, and he is going to be safe. Alonso could not pick it up, and he's going to be called as well for a third disengagement where he could not get him. So Freeland will be awarded second base. Right, it stepped on too by Alonso.
Yeah. Right in the right arm. That drilled Sal on that throw over. Yeah, for a disengagement. Sal Freeland's going to get second base. That's considered a balk.
You get 2 free ones over there, but if you pick over a third time, you see him grabbing at his ribs. And you don't get him on that third one. That's a block. So 0-1 on Contreras, and there's Freelich. 1 ball, 1 strike.
One to one.
That's why 2-1. Our wish your birthdays, by the way. How about Greg Vaughn celebrating his birthday today? One of the best. Phil Rosowitz, visiting clubhouse manager. Also birthday today. Birthday Phil. A candle waiting for him. That one fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a happy anniversary to Felicia and Bill Merlin.
That ball hit Sal Freeland.
And that's on the ground foul, third base side.
A lot of people might be thinking at home, why do the home? And we've seen it work a bunch this year. Not right there.
Toss the first and back is South Freeland. Another toss of first, and Freeland's back to the dive.
Okay, Jeff, the other thing with that play, if you are dead to rights at home, which Joey Ortiz was, he should have gotten himself into a rundown so that Sal Freeland can then get to second base and get into scoring position. He didn't do that right there. That was a mistake. Burr's probably going to tase him.
Yeah, that's a good call on the getting into a rundown. Another throw, and he is going to be safe. Alonso could not pick it up, and he's going to be called as well for a third disengagement where he could not get him. So Freeland will be awarded second base.
That ball hit Sal Freeland.
Might have been stepped on, too, by Alonso.
Yeah.
Hit him, yeah.
Right in the right arm. And drilled Sal on that throw over. Yeah, third.
Make designing and buying your project a breeze with our free, easy-to-use design programs. Hurry in today and get an 11% rebate on home decking and landscaping block now at Menards. Save big money in Menards. Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own the legend. Toyota Trucks. Right now, lease a new 2025 Tacoma SR5 for $299 a month, or get 1.99% APR for 72 months on a tough new Tundra. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places. This July, hit the road on a custom Harley and a Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway in Potawatomi. Play with your rewards card all July for entry. Thursday drawings for cash and rewards play. Fire Up Your Fantasy. Only at Potawatomi.
Brewers and Mets tied at 1 here in the 5th inning at Citi Field, and there is a look at the Brewers rookie Jacob Mizorowski. Great news for him earlier today, named the National League Rookie of the Month for June, and he joins only Ben Sheets as the only Brewers pitchers ever to take home Rookie of the Month honors. Sheets did it in June as well of 2001. So for Mizorowski, great numbers for him: 3-0, a 1.13 earned run average, 16 innings covered for him, just the 2 earned runs allowed on 19 strikeouts. And so in my conversation with Jim Henderson earlier today, talking about Mizorowski, he said, yeah, it's been fun for all of us to watch, and they're so excited about his development. Talked about just kind of how unaffected he's been by everything. He said he's just focusing on his work, focusing on his command. Feels like when he's out on the mound, he's just so focused on the catcher and the target and his game plan. They really like how he's handled everything so far. He said even last night, right? It was a tough night. He gave up 5 runs in the second inning and back-to-back into the fourth. And he said he came in still excited about how he was able to finish it, excited about some of the last couple pitches he threw, his execution. He's been focusing on the right things. Congratulations.
That's a big deal. Thank you so much, Sophia. And it's so electric for him in his first 3 appearances at Berkeley. Everybody talked about, hey, listen, at some point he's going to give up hits. At some point he's going to give up runs. It's only human. So what do you do in your next start? I think you wanted that to happen last night for Jacob Mizorowski to give up a couple of home runs, 5 earned runs.
Yeah.
In just 3 1/3 innings in that start. But he is going to learn how to bounce back from that, learn how to make quicker adjustments from start to start. Not only start to start, but really from pitch to pitch, inning to inning, batter to batter.
And game to game.
He'll be totally fine. Obviously, with that great arsenal that he has, some of the most electric stuff I've ever seen, quite frankly, from a starting pitcher.
Some questions last night. Ground ball, it could be a double play. They go to second. That's 1 on to first. Low throw. Hoskins scoops. That's 2.
Hoskins scoops, and that's 2.
But they get the job done. Another double play turned behind Quintana.
Great job getting the Luis Torres ground ball to erase that leadoff base hit.
Yeah.
Especially after the Brewers did not score in last inning with a runner on third. Look at this nice turn right here by Andrew Monasterio, and a very nice pick on the other end from Hoskins.
That's Brett Beatty. And he takes down and away. The last point we'd love to make on Mizorowski is that if you noticed in the second, third, fourth innings, his velocity was down from where it was in the first inning, from where it was in his first 3 appearances. That's not a big deal for him. It's okay for him to pitch at that 96 to 98.
Yeah, he could throttle back and forth with the fastball. The thing that was interesting is he could feel that the ball wasn't coming out of his hand super clean. He said he was getting around the baseball a little bit, and that's part of the reason why we saw the velocity dip a little bit. He'll learn to stay behind the ball, stay on top and through it a little bit more consistently as he continues to develop.
That's a good point there.
If you're Mizorowski, you're hanging out with Freddie Peralta, you're hanging out with Jose Quintana as much as you possibly can. Brandon Woodruff's going to be coming back this weekend. Just be a sponge. 2 on the Beatty. 3-1. Brandon Woodruff anticipating his return. That's coming up on Sunday. He's listed as the probable on Sunday for the finale against the Marlins. Look good. Beatty out to center.
Yeah.
And there's Churio. It's a quick and easy inning for Jose Quintana. He throws just 9 pitches to get through the bats.
Today, let's stain with Bear.
Today we're
This is so great. I've been telling him for months.
There's been a lot of rain.
With Bear stains, your deck will have all-weather protection. Get the #1 rated stain at an everyday low price, only at the Home Depot.
Got one for you, boss. What's black, white, and dented all over? The company truck. But auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
2 summer sensations are flying into DQ. One is sure to save the summer, and the other, yeah, he's Superman. Hurry in for the new Superman Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard Treat, right now at DQ.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Those 9 months were also 273 days of planning. What about your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. And let's not forget those barbecues you plan in detail for your family and your more vegetarian by the day best friends. That surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden plan. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
The next Wisconsin Artist Series t-shirt giveaway arrives Tuesday, courtesy of UP and Abraham. The first 10,000 ticketed fans through the gates will get the t-shirt. Get your tickets at brewers.com/giveaways.
Jackson Churio leads it off for the Brewers as Peterson didn't miss at all, actually. Close. Second time that Churio's had a strip ball go against him.
Yeah.
It's a foul, and he's in an 0-2 hole. Called out on strikes last time on the pitch. It was up above the zone. David Peterson trying to do something for the Mets that hasn't been done in 3 weeks or so. Mets haven't had a starter go 6 innings or complete 6 innings since he did it back on the 17th of June in Atlanta.
That's the reason why they've been struggling so bad. Just 4 wins.
Back up the middle, Beatty knocks it down, no play. Leadoff man is aboard.
Jackson Churio with hard contact up the middle. Pretty nice play by Brett Beatty to glove this, but could not complete the play against the speedy Jackson Churio. A good play by him, but just could not get the grip. Couldn't make the transfer cleanly. And Jackson Churio too fast.
Not sure if even if he makes a clean transfer, they've got a shot. Here's Hoskins. He's barreled it twice. And takes outside for ball 1. Reached on an error back in the 4th. That led to the Brewers' first run.
Right. It's a tough error. I mean, I know he should have caught that ball. That ball was knuckling on him, and he scorched that ball.
Yeah.
Probably the right call. I'm a hitter at heart.
Everything's a hit.
Yeah, give it to him.
Also flied out to the wall in his first plate appearance against Peterson. Driven left field, deep. If it's fair, it's gone, and it is a foul ball.
Foul ball.
Foul down that left field line. And if that post is in maybe another 5 feet, you're looking at a 3-1 Brewers lead.
Reese Hoskins is seeing the ball really well against David Peterson. Gets this ball up in the zone and just got around it a hair to hook that foul.
Got 2 career homers against him. How close was it?
Oh, man, by a couple of inches. inches foul.
Yeah.
1-2.
1-2.
In tight.
And tight.
Hardest thing as a hitter to hit a home run foul that close, and then to reset your mindset because you're kind of thinking I should be rounding the bases right now to get back into the at bat.
Ball.
That's been a strike at times for Chris Conroy. 3-2 on Reese Hoskins.
3-2 on Reese Hoskins.
Stays put. Hoskins again fouls it away. He's in swing mode now.
Basically.
Pitch well up and in.
Four-seamer up and in. And they continue to try to go up there against Reese. Got the head out.
See if they go away on him. That's ground ball third. That's double play ball. There's one. There's two.
There's two.
Go around the horn. 5-4-3.
5-4-3. They go on home.
Perfectly. In, up and in. Reese was getting the head out. And then change up down and away. And Vientos to Beatty. A nice feed by Vientos. And Beatty turns it for an easy double play.
Collins now takes away. Peterson now at 82 pitches. Giving up just the one run on 3 hits. He could be set for Quintana today. The solo homer to Nimmo is all. Wide strike.
Part of the reason why David Peterson has been so good this season is he's been getting traffic on the bases, and then he gets a bunch of ground ball double plays to erase that traffic.
2 more tonight. Quintana's had 1 turn behind him, too. It's been a well-pitched game so far. Pitch number 85 on the way for Peterson.
See if Collins can sit on something right here. Put a big swing on it. Those are fake shakes.
Swing and a miss. There's a changeup. That is a generous pitch.
It's 3-1. And Collins is sitting on the fastball. So he comes back with a fastball here.
Curveball stays 3-2. No action in that Mets bullpen. Arsenal so far tonight, he has been mixing it up beautifully. You just never know what's coming at any time. And it misses inside. That's ball 4. Collins is aboard. Maybe even hit him. Would have been ball 4 regardless. Caleb Durbin's got the only RBI in the ball game for the Brewers. He walked and had an infield single. That drove home Contreras from third. Swinging and a foul. Peterson is just painting those outside corners with that sinker and changeup combination.
Fouled away.
You saw that Reese Hoskins just fouled home run, and then he hits into a ground ball double play. A couple of pitches later, Corey Hart, the Condor, just texted me he was 0 for 1,000 in his career after a foul ball home run. It's so true.
Great resource. There it goes. Popped up shallow right. Coming in Soto. Playing that is the Who's that shot? Leave a man off on the 6th on the way.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place. This crispy chicken is from a taco place? Hey, this crispy chicken is from Taco Bell? The taco place? This chicken is so perfectly crispy with tortilla chip coating. It's from a taco place. What? Comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Yes, we've won the largest injury verdict in state history.
Tie game.
As well as the largest product liability verdict in state history. But you don't have to be involved in one of the largest cases in history to call us. Because the most important case in the world is when something happens to you. If you're injured in an accident, why not put our expertise to work for you? Havish and Routier, national reputation, hometown service.
This is the legendary Routier. If this can could talk, but it tells stories. And if you've had one, you probably got a story worth telling. Here's the 50 years Miller time.
This is not a blue moon. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. A Valencia orange makes a blue moon, and everything a little brighter.
Vinny, let's go inside and play. It's brought to you by Freighter, the Medical College of Wisconsin. That's a great defense today.
Yeah.
With a nice play, moving on the run. Andrew Monasterio. We've had Reese Hoskins with a nice play on the infield. Brewers are littered with so much talent in the infield.
Yeah, this is the reason why the Brewers have been so good on the pitching side of things is because how reliable the defenders have been, and they're showing off the leather tonight all around the diamond.
So Quintana back to work, 67 pitches on his ledger. First pitch, strike one on Tyrone Taylor. Whereas the bunt pulls it back in a low strike on Taylor.
No strike on Taylor.
Plays for the home plate umpire today. Check the swing, and he went. That's strike three. It's the third strikeout for Jose Quintana, the first since the first inning.
It's Tyrone Taylor here on this 0-2. That's a two-seamer. The upper part of the zone. Tries to check his swing.
Hang on, folks. I don't know what's going on with 3D.
Lead off man retired. Here's Marte, a single and a strikeout. And a ground
Single and a strikeout.
Stereo knocks it down, throws on the run, but first Hoskins with the pick. He was off the bat. But Duran makes that play so many times. So Andrew Monasterio comes across his throw just enough off the bag, and Hoskins couldn't hold it.
Had him shaded up the middle a little bit. Good jump right here by Andrew.
Yeah.
On the shortstop side of the base. And just off the line a little bit. Which pulls Reese Hoskins off the base for a lead or a one-out single for Marte.
Second hitter game for Marte, so they got some speed over there. Not running as much as he has in the course of his career.
Hey, if you're watching that Pete McGill show, come on in.
0 for 2 for Lindor. Off the bunt, foul and out of play. Good location on the sinker.
Down.
3 for 24 lifetime is Lindor against Quintana. As you see Mears start to crank it up in the bullpen. It could be for Alonso. That's up and away. Still have to clear Soto, who's on deck. This is the gauntlet for the Mets.
Yep. 3 for 24 is Lindor with 6 punchies.
Yeah.
Huge one right here. Foul, and he's ahead. One ball.
Popped up foul.
On the changeup. Vinny, we came on the broadcast talking about how his other pitches need to be dialed in today, and they have to.
Yeah, he's had every single one of his pitch feel for every single one of his pitches from pitch one. That's been a key for him.
Made one mistake, and it was his first pitch fastball to Nimmo that he hit out, and Lindor uses his timeout.
Milwaukee's beat the Stros.
Reaches out, pokes it into right base hit. Marte makes the turn.
Marte makes the turn.
Runners are on the corners. Nice piece of hitting by
Runners are on the corners.
That's are finding holes in this inning. The last pitch off the plate. It was a changeup well off the plate. And Lindor just kind of reaches out for it and barrels it enough to get into that 4-hole. Monasterio again shading up the middle as he should have been. Marte aggressively going first to third right there on that play.
Bunch of paper cuts in the inning, and Chris Hook is calling out. But first, a quick word from Digger's Hotline.
What does Santa do in his off-season? We can't solve every mystery, but when it comes to what's below your yard surface, visit diggershotline.com or call 811. Digger's Hotline, every time you dig.
So now you deal with Juan Soto. Runners on the corners. Only one out. Soto 0 for 2 today. He is struck out, grounded out. As we've talked about in the entire series, though, Soto has not delivered in these situations with runners in scoring position. It's the first at-bat of the night with a runner in scoring position for New York's offense.
6th worst in baseball in terms of batting average with runners in scoring position. Juan Soto is hitting 145.
Marte and Lindor, and a warning from Quintana. Getting set too soon for Soto.
Ball one.
For a strike there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
1 ball, 1 strike. Quintana in the driver's seat. Hey, if you haven't yet already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and especially share it out on all the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, let me see, Instagram. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor. I don't care how you get it out, but tell everybody. Come on in. Grab some popcorn, grab a beer. Bottom of the 6th.
You got to be right on the fringes of the strike zone with Soto. Ground ball, second base.
2-1.
That's where not having right terrain on the field and having that range hurts. Maybe a couple
couple of ground balls that have gone for hits in this inning. Maybe Bryce is going to be able to get to him. Gets the ground ball. Monasterio shaded over into the hole. Playing wants over to pull a little bit. Just got underneath the glove of Andre Monasterio. A couple of feet to the right.
Yeah.
Matt Murphy's on his way out. Mears is going to get Alonso. The Mets have taken the lead. But Quintana made a perfect pitch. And they're inches away from getting out of the inning. Instead, Mears comes in. The Mets have the lead. Alonso against Mears on the other side of this break.
Look at that hottie. The Takis Fuego meal. Wendy's spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis chips and Fuego fries inspired by Takis. So Takis fans, you're welcome. And
Yeah.
Takis fans, good luck. For an intense new take on Takis, gotta be Wendy's.
What does Santa do in his off-season? We can't solve every mystery. But when it comes to what's below your yard surface, visit diggershotline.com or call 811. And in 3 business days, the utilities will have your yard marked for safe digging. Diggers Hotline, every time you dig.
What makes Wisconsin Dells perfect for the whole family? Family rides, family slides, or just plain old family time. Bring your immediate family, bring your extended family. Consider us one big happy family. Whatever your family size, it's the right size. Family dinners, where they treat you like family. We got your family cars, we got your family trees, we've even got your family pet. It's all here, and it's all in the family. Wisconsin Dells, it's family time. Go to wisdells.com and start planning your trip to the water park capital of the world today.
Make your 4th of July celebration unforgettable with help from Menards. Whether you're trying to beat the heat or looking for adventure, we have what you need to own the summer. From creating the perfect place to entertain family and friends, to stocking up on your favorite summer essentials. Head to Menards today and get everything you need to enjoy a clean swim this 4th of July. This cool shock treatment is just $3.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money in Menards.
Milwaukee Brewers Baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is presented by Northwestern Mutual. Batter up to a better way to money today, NorthwesternMutual.com. And by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Back at City Field, Mets have taken the lead 2-1 in this bottom of the 6th inning. Nick Mears is on to work out of the bullpen. Quintana 5 1/3 innings allowed hits the last 3 batters he faced. As Mears, our Gruber Law Office, is one call, that's all called. The pen gets Pete Alonso. Runners on the corners, one of the best in the league. Hitting runners in scoring position. He comes over the gap to left center. It is up and off the top of the wall. 1 run scores.
1-1 scores.
Second with an RBI double. It's 3-2-1. Just missed a 3-run homer by about a foot.
Just missed a 3-1 shot by a foot.
Pete Alonso ready for it. And Pete Alonso hunts heaters, especially early in the at-bat. Gets one down the middle of the plate, and he doesn't miss it. Hits a line drive off the wall. Missed the homer by just a couple of feet. And let's take a 2-run lead. Dotted the eye out there on that sign in left center field. Now Brandon Nimmo, infield comes up for the Brewers. Nimmo launches foul.
Nimmo launches foul.
The Mets are coming out aggressive. That was a slider that Nimmo got out front.
Bulls.
Overall numbers there for Mears. That first run charged to Quintana. He's still on the hook for Soto, who stands at third. Nimmo fouls it away. 0-2.
29 inherited runners for Nick Mears entering tonight's ball game.
Yeah.
He now has 31 inherited runners. 10 have scored. Third most inherited runners in baseball.
0-2 on Nimmo, trying to get rid of
Nimmo. 0-2 on him. Outside.
Four straight hits.
4 straight hits.
Part of this order for New York. Nimmo's homered and grounded out. Coming away again. in this one. Roll the first and foul. How close the Brewers were, you can go back to yesterday's game where Mizorowski was on the mound. How close they were from getting out of that second inning before 5 runs scored. Ground ball off of Mizorowski's glove, right to second base. Terrain couldn't handle it. You're out of that inning. In this potential double play ball, just out of the reach of Monasterio at second. Game of inches. Check swing. Did he go? He did. Strike 3.
Strike 3.
Number 2.
Call the same. Boo! Umpire. They don't like the call.
And Nimmo commits the barrel out in front of the plate. But blocked by Contreras.
Should have got closer than I thought. That's close. That is close. Brewers get the call. Here's once a new baseball before he faces Vientos. Infield can play back the 2 away. And there is strike 1 at the knees.
Ramirez gave up the run and a double, but this would be huge if he can hold the Mets just to the 1.
Considering the guys he's facing too. Just missed 1-1.
Still get to this Mets bullpen, who has been really struggling here in these last 3 weeks with an ERA total over 6.
The bullpen is silent at the moment. Pitch counts high on Peterson. 1-2 on Vientos.
Yeah, first things first.
Vientos.
Get out of this inning, get Vientos. Go back to swinging the bats.
Still got some cloud available on the bench too. Got him. So Mears strikes out Vientos.
Yep.
Runs scored for the Mets. It's 3-1 as we go to the 7th.
I'll be right back, everybody.
Hey, America, it's our 249th birthday, so let's party. But shouldn't we wait another year for the big 250? Yeah, like George and the boys should have waited another year for the disco on the Delaware? Come on. Wait. What time do you think
Peace, everybody. Brewers, time one is on. Two on, no, two out. Time one's at second. So, see you guys later.
Is only $2.22. A 32-ounce jar.